the fear of rejection is keeping you from getting laid. This is exactly how to fix it. So I know that me personally, I used to have a fear of rejection, and I'm not embarrassed or scared to say it. I used to be embarrassed of approaching girls and just like either going to talk to them, giving them a compliment, or trying to like ask them out. I used to be scared of this. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't give a damn. And I know for a fact that this is a problem that a lot of guys face because they have fear and anxiety whenever it comes to trying to approach a girl, or really anybody in general, who they actually like or who they find attractive. They get like really nervous, they get scared, and they like chicken out and pussy out of going and approaching that cute girl that they like. And I'll go ahead and tell you exactly how to fix it. It's very easy, it's not hard. So me personally, like I told you, I used to be scared. I used to be like anxious whenever it came to trying to approach girls that I thought were like bad bitches. I used to be scared and I used to be anxious because I was like, damn shit, like what do I do? What do I say? Like what if the girl thinks I'm like ugly or fucking weird or some shit? I don't fucking know. I don't know what I was thinking, to be honest. But what I started doing was like shifting my mindset and being like, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's see what happens. Because at the end of the day, the worst thing that she can really say or do is just no and no thank you. I'm not interested. Like that's the worst fucking thing that could happen. She just turns you down. She just says no thank you. I'm good. I'm not interested. But at least you won't be in that like mindset where you're just thinking, damn, what if I would have done this? What if I would have when I approached her, I could have said this, I could have said that. Maybe she would have been fucking with me. Maybe she would have been into me. I would have probably been able to get her as a girlfriend. Like, what would it have been like? These were the exact same things that used to run through my head whenever I used to be scared and I wouldn't go and approach. This is exactly what would go through my head. I'd be like, damn, what if I actually would have went up to her and just started a conversation? What if I went and said hey or said hi? What if I would have gave her a compliment? What if she would have been into me? I would have got her Instagram. Maybe I could have been able to date her or whatever it is, right? What if I just would have done it? What would have happened? What would that have turned out to be like? And that would be the things that would be like killing me, because I'd be like, damn, I really just passed up the opportunity to go and talk to that girl that I thought was like really fucking cute, that I thought was really pretty, because I was fucking scared. So when I started shifting my mindset and being like, you know what? The worst thing that she could really do or say is just no and no thanks. I'm not interested. That's really the worst thing that she could say. So I'm like, you know what? Let's give it a shot. At the end of the day, that's the worst thing that could happen. And even if she says no, at least I won't be consciously thinking about like, what if, what could have been, what could I have said if I just went and approached her. So the first thing that you want to do, put it into frame where the worst thing that she can ever say or do is just no. Like, even if she says that, at least you went up and did it. Most people won't actually ever do it because they're scared. They're scared of rejection. They're scared of getting embarrassed. So at least if you have the balls to do it, you actually stand out as a guy because you just had some balls to go up to her and try to talk to her. The second thing that I started doing was that I started shifting my perspective and being like, wait, why am I pedestalizing this girl so damn much? Like, she eats, she sleeps, she shits, she goes to the bathroom, she bleeds, just like me. Like, why the hell am I making this such a big deal? Like, she's just another person. She's not like a goddess or some shit. Even though some of you guys might think she looks like that, she's not actually that special. Like, there's a whole bunch of pretty girls in the world. She's just one out of a bunch. So what's gonna be the difference that makes her different from everybody else? And that's exactly what I want you to start thinking. What makes you special from everybody else, from all the other girls out here that are just as pretty, if not even more than you, for me to even be thinking that I should be pedestalizing you in the first place? Why the hell am I doing that when there are other girls who look just as good or better than you? And that's going to be able to help you ease that anxiety, ease that fear, because you're like, well, looks are like every fucking where. Like, what makes you fucking different? And it's going to de-pedestalize her looks, which is why you're being so damn nervous, why you're being so anxious, and why you got that fear of rejection, because you think that just because she looks a certain way, just because she's so pretty, that you need to idolize her. You need to like basically be praying and begging for her. No, that's not how it fucking works. You don't need to actually be doing that shit. That shit is gonna make you unattractive, and it's gonna put you in the same box that all the other simps and all the other people who like idolize her and pedestalize her are in. And the third thing, even though it sounds a lot easier said than done, whenever you see a pretty girl and you're like, you are tempted to go up to her and like just go either start talking to her, make a conversation, give her a compliment, whatever, ask her out if you want to. The third thing that I want you guys to do is do this simple 3-second rule. As soon as you see a pretty girl, give yourself 3 seconds and start counting down. So say you're out at the store, at the gym, doesn't matter. You see a pretty girl, you give yourself 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, you're walking over there. You don't even have time to think of an opener. You don't even have time to think of a pickup line. You don't have none of that, because most of the time that shit doesn't work anyways. So you don't want to come off as being corny or like this is rehearsed. You don't want to come off like that. You want to make it look like it's natural. It just flows. Nothing was ever scripted. That's the whole point. You don't want to make it sound like it was forced or scripted or like cringy, because at the end of the day, most of these guys who try to use like pickup lines and things like that, the girls have already heard this hundreds of times. So what's gonna make you different by using the same pickup line that 5 other dudes just used on her the day before or the week before? It makes no difference. Whenever you give yourself 3 seconds and you just start walking up to her, like, you don't even have to say anything specific. You can just say, hey, how are you? Whatever it is, it doesn't really fucking matter. The thing is, you're just going up to her without necessarily trying to be all up in your head, because that's the main reason why you're stopping yourself from going up and approaching. Because you see a pretty girl, you start overthinking, you start overanalyzing things, and you don't ever actually do it. Versus if you just give yourself 3 seconds after you see a pretty girl and you don't have enough time to try to think of something clever or something witty to say, you're able to like kind of trick your mind where it's not gonna overthink things, because you're already in the act of doing it. You're already right there, so you might as well just make shit up on the fucking fly, which is gonna look even more natural. And especially if you have confidence with it and you're able to just like look relaxed and be chill about it, not be a creep or a weirdo or try to make it look forced. If the girl likes how you look, she's fucking with you and she's receptive towards it, it'll just make it look like you were like super confident. It'll make it look super natural, and you're more likely than not gonna be able to either get her number, get her Instagram, get her out on a date, or do whatever it is that you were trying to do with the girl. Most likely than not, that's gonna be a good thing. Because I'll tell you guys a quick story. I was at the gym literally yesterday, and while I was at the gym, there were whole bunch of bad bitches at the gym. I'm not even kidding. I'm not pedestalizing them or nothing. It was a whole bunch of bad bitches. They looked good. They was dressed in like little spandex shorts, little leggings, sports bras. They was looking good. Your boy was looking good too. Had just got a fresh haircut. Made sure I was crispy. And this one girl kind of like approached me. She was like asking me if I was still using one of the machines. Obviously I wasn't. So I was just like being courteous, being polite. I'm like, nah, you're good. Go ahead. She was over here like smiling at me, giving me the eyes even while I'm working out. And so while I'm doing bench press, I said to myself, you know what? Let me do something real quick. Even though I don't really like want to like take her out on a date or like ask her out or something like that, let me just get her to spot me, because I go to this gym a lot every day, sometimes twice a day. And so the worst thing that I want is to like make it weird, because I approach the girl at the gym that I go to every day. So more likely than not, I'm gonna see her a whole bunch. So let me just ask her to like spot me real quick. I went up to her and just say, hey, excuse me, can you do me a favor? Can you just spot me real quick? She was like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. Very receptive, very nice, very cool. And even though I necessarily didn't want to ask her out or wasn't really interested, even though she looked very beautiful, she was very cute, nice body, everything, just a simple fact that I just didn't give myself time to be like, nah, what if like she has a boyfriend? Like what if she says no? Or what if she thinks I'm weird, or a whole bunch of this other shit that you guys be thinking and that I used to think in the past, because I didn't give myself enough time to start over analyzing and overthinking this. And I just went up to her and just asked her like, hey, do you mind doing me a favor? Just spot me real quick. If I would have never done that, if I would have been in that same mindset where I'm just overthinking and I'm scared of rejection, I would have been in a mental state where I'm like, what if I would have asked her and like we would have made a conversation, or I would have been able to ask for her Instagram, or I asked her for her number and we would have been cool, or maybe we would have went on a date, maybe we would have been able to hang out later after the gym. Like all these scenarios would have been playing in my head. But the simple fact that I didn't give myself enough time of over analyzing things, of pedestalizing her and just like glorifying how beautiful she was and thinking that, oh my gosh, she is the most beautiful person I've ever seen walk this earth, because I didn't do any of that. That fear of rejection wasn't even prevalent in the interaction, and it just made it seem so natural. It was like just another casual Friday. It wasn't anything special. And so the next time I probably see her, she'll remember me and be like, oh, I remember him. Like he was really cool, really chill. He wasn't over here being thirsty or like being a weirdo. So if I see her in the future at the gym again and I decide to make a conversation with her and approach her one more time, but this time with the intention of maybe asking her out on a date, I know that my foot is already in the door, and I'm more likely than not gonna be able to get the outcome that I want, because I didn't pedestalize her. I wasn't overthinking and overanalyzing things, and I just went ahead and just did it. I didn't care about whether or not she had a boyfriend. I didn't care about the outcome. I didn't care about none of that. I just went up and I did what I wanted to do. At the end of the day, the worst thing she could have said was no. And even if that, I would have just asked somebody else if they could spot me. I know this may be a problem for you guys, and for a lot of guys in general. I know this is a big problem, but just remember, the worst thing that she can really ever say is no, or no thank you, I'm not interested. Don't pedestalize her, which is why you have the fear of rejection and the anxiety that you have to begin with, because you think that just because she looks pretty, that means that you need to be idolizing her and glorifying her. You don't need to do that. And that's gonna help you get rid of any fear of rejection, any anxiety you have when approaching, and this will guarantee that you're able to get laid a lot quicker than you have been in the past before you started implementing any of these things in this video. If you found this helpful, please do me a favor. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video. Don't stop watching now. Go watch my most recent upload. I'm gonna see you boys in the next one. Peace.